This Revolutionary War battle was so brutal that trees were literally ripped apart by musket balls, and the general kept fighting after his leg was blown apart. This was Oriskany. When General Nicholas Herkimer marched his militia into a narrow ravine, the woods suddenly erupted with gunfire. He ordered Colonel Cox to form the men into firing lines, but the moment Cox rode forward, a musket ball shattered his head and killed him instantly. Other officers on horseback were picked off just as quickly, throwing the entire column into chaos, but the front held. Major Samuel Campbell and Captain Jacob Sieber pulled the 1st Battalion into formation just as a wave of Seneca warriors charged down the road. Newly appointed chiefs like Axe Carrier and Black Feather Tail led the attack. One devastating volley from the militia dropped more than half the charging warriors and forced the survivors back into the trees. Then disaster hit the rear. An adjutant panicked and screamed, "Run, boys, run!" Sending most of Vischer's battalion fleeing east. Joseph Brant saw the opening. His warriors swarmed through the forest, chasing, shooting, and clubbing down the fleeing militiamen as they ran. Herkimer refused to let the line break. He called the survivors into tight circles and ordered them to fight in pairs, one man firing while the other stood guard during the reload. Musket balls tore through the forest so heavily that soldiers later said the trees looked like they'd been blasted by a hailstorm. In the middle of it all, a musket ball shattered Herkimer's leg and killed his horse. His men dragged him to a tree and begged him to withdraw. He refused, shouting, "I will face the enemy." Even bleeding out, he kept giving orders, and his men fought harder for it. Side by side were their Oneida allies, some fighting with their wives and children beside them. They battled fiercely, earning the reputation as America's first ally in war. Oriskany didn't end in a clean victory. It was a neighbor against neighbor bloodbath in the woods, one of the deadliest days of the entire revolution. Want to see what happened next at Oriskany? Smash that like and follow for part 2.